Okay, good evening. And welcome to the monthly meeting of the Acton School Committee, March 14th. A snow date from yesterday, which was March 13th, at the Acton Elementary School. And we're going to begin our meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any adjustments to our agenda tonight?
There are a couple of quick ones. I'd like to add 6.2 under new business, snow day makeups. That'll take just a minute, and I'll explain to the school committee more when we get to 6.2. New business, snow day makeups. And just to report out that on the 3/6/18 school committee meeting in executive session, there was no action taken.
Okay.
I'll let that for the record. And on number 8, there'll be no need to meet in executive session tonight. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Any comments from the public?
Carry on.
Carry on. All right, let's move on then to our consent agenda, and I'll look for a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the consent agenda. All those in favor? Superintendent update before we start into that?
You bet. I just wanted to, I think many of you who came in tonight noticed how clear the parking lot is. Snow days are tricky things. We never know exactly what's gonna happen in Acton, but we use the best meteorological information we have. So, this last storm was so much different than the one we had prior to this, that it actually hit with quite a punch. And it came late in the day, so we canceled school the night before. Everybody, what happens is the York County superintendents start texting each other and kind of want to know where everybody's at. Well, this one was a no-brainer. The harder ones are when you're not sure exactly what it might rain on the coast with snow in Acton. And you don't want to be the only school that's open, because you just can't win if you're the only one that's open. There's just too many opportunities for something to go wrong. So anyway, I just really want to say that this came in like a lion and left like a lion. And on Wednesday night, that was Tuesday night, I was concerned about what Wednesday might look like, and Andy was just there with me with text messaging and some photos, and I was like, wow. So just a big shout out to Andy and his crew that did an overnight to keep this place open and ready for today for a delay. So he just really did a nice job, and the crew that works with him. I also want to take a minute to introduce our new mascot, Whiskers. Come on in, Whiskers. Come on in, say hi to everybody. So Whiskers, right? So thank you. So let's get Whiskers on TV. Let's come down here, take a bow.
Whiskers needs to be on the
High five some people.
camera.
Look
Watch out
down,
for the
look down.
cords,
Whiskers.
Don't do
Okay.
any tripping, Whiskers. Yeah.
Way to go, Whiskers.
All right.
Thanks for coming in tonight. So, through
Acton has a mascot.
our
now.
Wildcat. I don't know that we've had a mascot like Whiskers before, but Whiskers showed up as part of our
Bye, Whiskers.
as part of our PBIS excitement here at school, and we realized that in looking at other schools, some things that were going on is school pride, and with the little kids, a mascot's just a great thing. So we found that costume, and then we put out to students a survey. Well, what do you want to name our new mascot? And they hadn't seen the mascot yet, but we got kind of joking with them at assemblies, and I think there's a cat somewhere in the building, and kind of got the excitement rolling, and then Whiskers came out, and there were several names. Each homeroom had a name, and it boiled down to 7 different names, and they voted in Whiskers. So we had Whiskers come to the assembly a couple weeks ago, and the kids are pretty excited. So you'll see Whiskers at different times of the year, here or there. If you see Whiskers off school property, somebody please call me. I'll have to bring him back. I don't want him running around town.
Send him to the vet.
Send him to the vet. I know a good vet. Yeah.
I don't think we have a kennel big enough.
And lastly, my last thing for superintendent's report is just to thank the school committee and the warrant and finance committee on a very good budget process. That tonight with the affirmation of the FY19 budget by the school committee, we're one step closer to getting closer to the town meeting, and we got another very transparent, a lot of good questions, a lot of good answers, and I appreciate everybody's input.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions from the administrative reports?
I only had one for Dell's report.
Yeah, Dell couldn't make it tonight because he
Yeah.
was an hour away in Gray.
It was just kind of general. He's got in here that the state is changing the ed techs, or changing the title of ed tech 1 and 2. And I was wondering why they were doing that, and was it special ed only?
No, I
I
can
think
look
it's
at.
in general, it's all of them.
All
Yeah,
of
it
them?
has something to do
Yeah.
with the new certification process and the online certification.
Yeah.
A way of staying certified, everybody that was expired in 2017 got a 1-year stay because the system at the state was being revamped. Now it's supposed to be all automatic and online instead of paper-driven through the central office and the employee. And with those changes also came some changes, I believe, in what they call our ed techs. But that, I don't know that the paint's dried on all that yet.
Right.
You still can't get a certification right now. It's still not online, and they're still trying some of the computer programs to
Yeah.
make sure they work.
He called it a proposal in here from
So
the
it's a
state,
proposal.
so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious why they were doing it and if it had any effect on us at all, but.
Yeah, well, if they did change the titles, we would just need to, in the next collective bargaining agreement, recognize whatever an Ed Tech 1 is as a whatever the new name is. That's all.
Okay, committee reports. Long-term, I'm assuming didn't meet,
Mm-mm.
but the policy committee looks like it's been very busy.
Yes.
Yeah. there's
So let's
9.
take a look at the policy committee reports with the,
This would be the second reading
yes,
on these, because we looked at them last month.
okay.
There's 9 of them.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm
First
sorry,
reading.
these
Is
are
it-
all new.
Yeah.
These are all for review. These.
Right, review,
Right.
but we had, didn't we look at these last time too, and then you reprinted them?
Not these.
No,
Oh,
ones
maybe
you
I've
looked
looked-
at last time.
I've looked at them so many
Went
times,
into
I
the-
guess
Went
I
into
get,
the, went into
okay.
the thing.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
So
already
these are
changed.
not new policies, these
Reviews.
are
Review.
updated and
Right.
reviewed policies.
Right, so the balance of the accounting procedure manual, which you'll see the next time, this is the balance of all the policies that have been implemented into the bigger procedure manual.
Mhm.
So, and these mostly have all been updated to follow the new statutes that the school falls under. And there was a few edit changes, those are all the ones that are highlighted or italicized. Italicized is new, strike through is being removed. But these haven't been reviewed since 2002,
Right.
so,
So if I,
So it was time.
yeah, if I could, for the folks in the audience, for policy, the way we do, we have a 10-year rotating, after a decade, we have a rotating list of policies that we need to review, just to see if they're still up to date, any changes, and sometimes it's just a matter of updating just when we reviewed it, nothing's changed, we need to run it as a review through the, from the policy committee to the school committee. There's also times where we may want to create our own local policy. That would be different, that'd be the creation of a policy that would start at policy committee and then work its way to the school committee. And then thirdly, sometimes there's changes in state law and state statute. Usually we are notified by Maine School Management about that, saying these changes in state laws as have happened in Title 28, please change your local policy to meet the needs of the new state statute. So those are really the 3 different ways we come to policy at Acton Elementary School.
Okay, so I will look for a motion to accept policy, to accept as revised and updated. Policy DBF, dissemination of budget recommendations. DBFR, dissemination of budget recommendations procedure. DBG, budget hearings and reviews. DBH, budget adoption. DIE, audits and financial monitoring. DJ, bidding and purchasing requirements. DLB, tax sheltered annuities. DM, cash in school buildings. DN, disposal of school properties. I think that's the last one, and I'll look for a motion to accept those policies as updated and reviewed.
I'll make the motion. Do you need me to repeat them all?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so long-term planning did,
We did not need to meet, no.
okay. So let's move on to new business. And the first item under new business is the school warrant approval. Well, I've got one, I'm just trying to figure out what I did with it. If I put it in my pile or if I.
Right there.
There it is. Okay, this culminates our, the school board's months of work on the Acton school budget for fiscal year 19 and 20. 18 and 19.
18, 19.
19. All right, we'll begin with Article 2. To see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for regular instruction. School committee recommends to expend $2,743,537 for regular instruction. And I'll look for a motion to approve the article as written.
I'll make a motion to approve Article 2 as written.
Second.
Moved by Jeanette, seconded by Kevin. That's okay, we're going to need it. You just did the first one. All those, okay, we've had a motion to accept, to approve it as written. All those in favor? All in favor? Okay, all right.
She can have mine.
We'll move on
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
to Article 3 as Mary catches her breath over here. To see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for special education. School committee recommends to expend $1,035,551 for special education. I'll look for a motion to approve the article as read.
I'll make a motion to approve the article as read. Article 3.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve Article 3 as written. Any discussion? All those in favor? Article 4, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for career and technical education. School committee recommends to expend 0 for career and technical education.
I'll make a motion to expend 0 for career and technical education.
I'll second that.
All in favor? That's an article that has to be in our warrant, but it really pertains to secondary schools, so that's why we always do 0. Article 5, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for other instruction. School committee recommends to expend $50,400 for other instruction.
I'll make a motion to expend $50,400 for other instruction.
I'll second that.
Moved by Mary, seconded by Jeanette. Any discussion? All in favor? Article 6, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for student and staff support. School committee recommends to expend $527,043 for student and staff support.
I'll make a motion to expend $527,043 for student and staff support.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Article 7, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for system administration. School committee recommends to expend $213,828 for system administration.
I'll make a motion to expend $213,828 for system administration.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Article 8, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for school administration. School committee recommends to expend $128,074 for school administration.
I'll make a motion to expend $128,074 for school administration.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mary, Jeanette? All those in favor? Article 9, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for student transportation. School committee recommends to expend $297,000 for student transportation.
I'll make a motion to expend $297,000 for student transportation.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Okay, so moved. Article 10, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for facilities maintenance. School committee recommends to expend $460,224 for facilities maintenance.
I'll make a motion to expend $460,224 for facilities maintenance.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Article 11, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for debt service and other commitments. School committee recommends to expend 0 for debt service.
I'll make a motion to expend 0 for debt service.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Article 12, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for all other expenditures, including nutrition. School committee recommends to expend $143,461 for all other expenditures, including nutrition.
I'll make a motion to expend $143,461 for all other expenditures, including nutrition.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? So moved. Articles 13 and 14 raise funds for the proposed budget. Article 13, to see what sum the municipality will appropriate for the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Service Funding Act. $3,655,151.39, and to see what sum the municipality will raise as the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act. $3,203,254.74, in accordance with the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 20A, Section 15666. The school-
15688.
15688. School committee recommends to appropriate $3,655,151.39 for the total cost of funding public education for pre-kindergarten to grade 12, and to raise $3,203,254.74 as the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12. Total combined state and local, $3,655,151.39, less state subsidy of $451,896.65. Amount required by the state from the town, $3,203,254.74.
I'll make a motion to accept the school committee recommendation.
I'll second that, to accept Article 13 is written.
Mary, a point of order here.
We don't have a
In theory, you don't have a
recommendation.
recommendation. They're written in here, but they're not supposed to be because you are in fact making them right now. So I would be careful about doing I'd read the recommendation if I were you.
All right, I'll make a motion to appropriate $3,655,151.39 for the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, and to raise $3,203,254.74 as a municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12. The total combined state and local is $3,655,151.39, less the state subsidy of $451,896.65. The amount required by state from town is $3,203,254.74.
Okay, second?
I'll second that. What was the matter, the way she read it?
I think she just said it
She-
as printed, right?
I said
you folks
I-
are in the process of making your recommendations now. They appear here, but you haven't adopted them yet, and she made a motion to adopt the recommendation of the school committee.
To
The school
accept.
committee hasn't made the recommendation yet.
Okay, to accept the recommendation of the school committee. Okay? Motion by Mary,
I'll second.
second by Amanda.
Or-
It was already
Yep.
seconded by.
Jeanette seconded it,
Jeanette
but
seconded it, okay.
I'm ready to vote.
All in
That was it.
favor? She's voting
There we
before
go.
get there.
Yep.
Okay. Article 14. Article 14 is an article that is passed at the town meeting, at the budget meeting by written ballot, to see what sum the municipality will raise and appropriate for additional local funds. Recommend $1,708,965.65 that exceeds the state's essential programs and services allocation model by recommend $1,708,965.65 as required to fund the budget recommended by the school committee. Gotta get my page turned here.
May I ask a question?
Yes. Can you wait until we finish this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about Article 14 though. so-
Okay. So the school committee recommends to raise and appropriate $1,708,965.65 for additional local funds, and gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential programs and services allocation model by $1,708,965.65. The essential programs and services allocation model does not fully support all the costs of a pre-K to 12 program. These funds support programming not included in the essential programs and services model, including such items as transportation, nutrition, and other educational and support programs.
I'll make a motion to raise and appropriate $1,708,965.65 for additional local funds, and gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential programs and services allocation model by $1,708,965.65. The essential programs and services allocation model does not fully support all the costs of a pre-K through 12 program. These funds support programming not included in the essential programs and services model, including items such as transportation, nutrition, and other educational and support programs.
I'll second that.
Who seconded?
Jeanette? All those in favor?
You know, the
You want your question
I
now?
just wanted to ask, under less state subsidy, are those two appropriations from the state that we get, am I wrong? Is it more than two?
The state subsidy includes the economically disadvantaged plus our special ed adjustment.
Those two,
Yeah.
two appropriations, two subsidies.
Yeah, it's all from the state.
Okay, I just wondered, because it looked like it was all one, and I knew there was more than one. I
Right,
thought
and
there were
when,
two.
in the budget book itself, the revenues are spelled out,
Yeah,
and I put that so that you knew exactly.
okay, I just
How
wondered
much
if
was
there was a
EPS and
change
how
or
much
something
was-
like that.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine, thank you.
Tom?
In the reading of the article, you did not include the math down below. Do you consider that a part of the article or not?
So that's just information so people know how the numbers are.
Okay, then somewhere you're going to have to transfer from the undesignated fund balance because you have transferred, you're showing $150,000 transfer here, but that's in the descriptive part and there's no transfer in the article. So my suggestion is that you include that in the article because that requires a vote.
You're talking about the next article, not the
No,
one we just
I'm
did.
talking about Article 14.
Oh, 14.
Notice down in the calculation, that's why I asked the question, because if that material is simply descriptive, then there's no transfer to cover this less undesignated fund balances. Okay, so I would strongly urge that you consider including in the article the authority to transfer funds from the undesignated fund balance.
I believe what our process has been in the past is that we have had an article in the regular town meeting after our school year had ended to move that money forward from the undesignated
I
fund.
think you're talking about a different motion, I know the one you're talking about, but you are talking about here, you say raise and appropriate in additional local funds recommended, okay? And you're not raising all that money because you're taking from the undesignated fund, and you need to include that in that article, okay? Because not all of this $1.7 million is raised.
Well-
Raised means that gives the selectmen the authority to use their power to tax. Right? So what you're actually taxing, well, I'll leave it
Well,
right there. You guys can figure it
I'll
out.
amend my
Well-
motion to include additional funds calculation section. The total budget, $5,599,117.04, less the undesignated funds of
No, no,
100 and...
no, don't do that, no.
No.
You gotta look at it, it's
It's
what
down
we're
at the
raising
bottom.
and appropriating has already, that 150.
But that's the calculation, how we got to 1 million, right?
Right,
You need to raise less than what you're appropriating here. You're-
look at the math.
That was just explaining how I get to the 1,708,000
math
and
isn't
why
part
I
of the article,
motion
that's
that.
the issue.
We're only
know?
raising 1,708,000, which from our total allocation, our total request is already taken out 150,000 from undesignated.
Right, but I think if I just word it so it's in my motion,
Yeah.
how I get to it.
Oh, that's fine, I just didn't want you to decrease the
No.
No,
1,708,000.
If I understand correctly, the $1,708,000 does not include the 150.
Correct.
Because
So
it's already
then it-
happened.
Okay, so
It's already-
it's not an issue.
Okay, but
Right.
somewhere in there has to, if you're going to
You're not
count that in the
transferring.
budget, you're going to have to transfer.
No, no, we're gonna, no.
Well-
It's been written this way.
Haven't we done that at the regular town meeting in the past, Kim?
We have done it where we have moved money from the schools undesignated to the towns undesignated because we had an excess funds.
Right.
However, if we have done it where we have increased the overall budget, like for the foreign language teacher, that was a separate
That was a
article that
separate
came
one.
after.
Right.
But for this particular purpose, for this part, we've never transferred money from undesignated to offset our operating budget. It's just that you would only raise and appropriate the net of what you need. Okay,
And
because
that's
you're
the
not
million.
going to, you don't wanna raise and appropriate all of it plus 150,000, then turn around and say, I'm gonna transfer out 150,000. That
Well,
doesn't make sense.
in Article 15, we do say now we're gonna add 100 from the undesignated funds, see? In the explanation.
Right, it's in there. But
So-
the amount that we're expending, the amount that we raise and appropriate in additional funds the amount of $1,708,000. That already takes into consideration these extra revenues and subsidies that are listed
Yes.
below.
Right, because there's minus beside those figures.
Yes. But I thought he wanted it in my motion to prove that this is how we get to the 1,708,000.
No.
No, I'm
It's already been taken
saying,
into
I'm
consideration.
saying in order to move money from the undesignated fund and commit it, you need to actually do that.
Yeah,
That's a
Not
vote,
there.
that's a vote of the town meeting, you
Do
can't
that
move the
in one of our
undesignated fund,
regular school
committed
committee
funds without a
meetings
motion of the town
at the
meeting.
end of
Right.
the year, at the end of
To
the
me,
budget
that's
year.
just sort of
Later.
explanatory mathematics, whereas you're doing the undesignated fund in Article 15.
Mhm. I believe this is the way this article has been
And
worded and
they were
written
just
for the last few
reviewed.
years. Pardon me?
All these articles were just reviewed by Bill Stockmeyer as well, so if there was a math issue, it would have already, we've done this the last 5 years in this manner.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll keep
we
my
talked about
motion
it,
as is,
So-
Yeah.
not amended.
and it's
Your
been seconded.
Your motion was the school committee's recommendation, correct?
Yes.
And the second was by
I did it.
Janet.
Yeah, we finished 14.
Right,
We're on 15.
Yeah,
Right.
we haven't started 15 yet.
no,
Article 15. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't vote, did we?
we did.
We did.
Did we vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did.
Article 15 summarizes the proposed school budget. Article 15, to see what sum the town of Acton will authorize the school committee to expend for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 from the school department's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act. Non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 20A, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy, and other receipts for the support of school. School committee recommends to expend $5,599,117 for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 from the school department's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from grades pre-kindergarten to grade 12.
I'd like to make a motion to expend $5,599,117 for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2018, and ending June 30th, 2019, from the school department's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from grades pre-kindergarten to grade 12.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
A quick question?
Yeah.
And this is not a part of the article, but it's the explanation. Kim,
Mhm.
the first line, where it says less amount required, does that, is that less right? Or should it just be the amount required by state from town article?
Where are we?
I'm down in the explanation, the
First
first
line.
line.
So
I don't understand the less there. It's that, I understand it's the amount required from the state, and then it's all the additional, that's how we get the 5599. Is that less, right?
The word less.
The word less.
I don't know where you are. Article 15,
So
what
on,
line?
there's the
Okay,
explanation.
so less
Right
could be
here.
eliminated, that's what
I'm
you
thinking
mean.
less isn't,
Just
is
take
that
the
a
word
typo?
out.
Yeah.
Just the word out.
Okay, so, I just didn't want, it's to clarify, and that might be confusing, so.
So that
It
would
was a
probably
lot
be
of
a
times
change.
when the articles came over, they were kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
It took, yeah, it took a little bit to get.
So
them
that
in
will
one spot.
probably be a change in your articles when you
Yeah.
receive them, is that the word less will be
Got
removed
it.
from that.
Where's
Okay.
that? I didn't.
The word less,
In what order?
right here, right here.
Article
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we accept Article 15.
Can I say, who seconded it? I'm
That's
sorry.
amended.
You-
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
okay.
Oh,
Ready to vote? All those in favor?
I have another question. As a voter, if they see add undesignated funds, does that tell me that these are funds that are normally considered as school funds in the town undesignated fund?
No, these are, so the first two lines, this is what you're raising.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand that. yeah.
And then you will be adding from undesignated funds, adding in the state
Right,
subsidy.
but he's
adding-
wondering,
Yeah.
should we
There's
say
two
school?
undesignated funds pots, so which pot is it coming
So
from?
should we
That's my
say it's
question.
the school?
Is it from the,
School or
from
the
schools
towns?
undesignated?
Yeah,
From the
that's all we
schools.
have.
So-
So we should
Okay, I
be,
just wanna know that, because
Right.
if I were a voter, I wouldn't know that. Are you taking money out of the town, and you're not telling
No,
us about it
because
up at the
this is-
top?
But we're discussing the school budget.
Yeah, but I think
no,
it
no,
might,
it's good clarifying.
That
That's
is
all right,
good.
we can do
So
that.
you might wanna take out the ads.
But in the explanation for
No, just
Article
school.
No, I don't think
14,
so.
in Article 14, go back and
I
put
did.
less school undesignated,
Yeah, I
alright?
got it.
yeah. That's a good point of clarification.
You all set with that now, Kim?
Yep.
Did we vote?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Article 16 through 18. Authorize expenditure of grants and other receipts. Article 16, shall the school committee be authorized to expend such other sums as may be received from federal or state grants or programs or other sources during the fiscal year for school purposes, provided that such grants, programs, or other sources do not require the expenditure of other funds not previously appropriated. School committee recommends to authorize the expenditure of grants and other funds as per Article 16.
I'll make a motion to authorize expenditure of grants and other funds as per Article 16.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Article 17, to see if the town of Acton will appropriate the receipt of certain federal and state grants and carry any previous balances for the following special revenue accounts. Title 1A, Title 2A, Local Entitlement, Preschool, Small Rural School, Proficiency-Based Learning, Title 4. School committee recommends to appropriate receipt of federal and state grant funds as per Article 17.
I'll make a motion to appropriate receipt of federal and state grant funds as per Article 17.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Article 18. To see if the town of Acton will vote to appropriate the following revenues, balances carried and fund transfers to fund the food service budget in addition to amounts raised by taxation for food services in the school operating budget. School nutrition revenues, $80,000. School committee recommends to appropriate revenues to fund the nutrition budget as per Article 18.
I'll make a motion to appropriate revenues to fund the nutrition budget as per Article 18.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Article 19, to authorize a transfer to an expenditure from the Capital Improvement Reserve Fund. To see what sum the town of Acton will vote to transfer funds from unexpended funds to the designated Capital Improvement Reserves account and to expend funds from that reserve account. This account is used for purposes of paving the parking lots and sidewalks. School committee recommends the transfer of $15,000 from the undesignated funds to the designated Capital Improvement Reserve account.
I'll make a motion to transfer, for the transfer of $15,000 from the, should we say, school
Yeah, I was gonna
undesignated
say you wanna
funds?
add
School undesignated funds, okay.
Funds, to the designated capital improvement reserve account. Should we say schools capital?
Doesn't make any
No.
difference.
The
No.
schools capital improvement reserve account. Yeah, the town might have one. I'm gonna stick that in there.
Okay.
Okay. So the wording then is transfer from the school's undesignated fund to the school's designated capital improvement reserve account, correct?
Yes.
And was that motion seconded?
Not yet.
So, yeah, I'll second it. Want to discuss it some more, or we all set?
I do have a question.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, this just seeing me now.
No?
Is this reserve account solely for paving lots, the parking lots and sidewalks?
We're gonna have it as a sub-account in there saying paving only, you know, basically.
So it will
We're gonna-
just be
we're gonna keep
just
track
for
of
that.
It can only be
Just for
expended
paving.
for
Can
that.
only be expended for that.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify, because
Yes.
if we,
Yeah.
because capital can be more
Yes.
than, capital reserves can be more than.
Earmarked only for that.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, all those in favor? So moved. And,
One other comment here. We need an
Okay.
Article 1.
pardon me?
You have to elect a moderator, otherwise you can't have a town meeting.
Article 1,
So you want to call that to get attention.
But we don't vote on that here.
right.
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
This was presented as the final warrant, I'm saying that needs an Article 1.
Could we possibly go over the 4 or 5 little changes that have been made, just to make sure that we have them all, please?
Okay, there will be an Article 1 at the top when the town gets through with it. The selectmen's version will have an Article 1 about electing a moderator.
Starts with
On-
Article 14.
Yep.
On Article 14. 14, we're gonna take out the word less.
No,
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 that
no.
was on the
No.
next one.
We're adding school.
you're gonna add school next to so it'll say less schools undesignated funds,
Okay,
okay? In
That's
Article
one.
14.
and there's another one on the next page.
And then in Article 15, in the explanation, you'll take out the word less, that's in front of amount required by state from town. And then you'll add the word school, where it says add school undesignated funds. And then,
19.
and then in Mary's recommendation in Article 19, transfer of 15,000 from the school's undesignated fund to the school's designated capital improvement reserve account.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. Anybody have anything else they wanna add to our process?
Do we have to go into executive session?
No, we don't.
We covered that at the beginning. We did
Okay.
add 162 prior to your arrival.
Okay.
Right.
You want me to go with 6.2 at this time?
Yeah, we can move on to 6.2.
Okay, if you remember last year, with a pretty heavy winter, many school systems were deep into snow days to the tune of 6, 7, 8 snow days. I do know of one district because of the Halloween, October power outage, is
Yeah.
at about 10 or 11
Yeah.
days now. That's an accumulation of also with some snow days. So, I'm not sure where I am on this yet, but we're now 6 days out from our original end date at Acton Elementary School, which puts us at a Friday right now, with yesterday being canceled. If we were to get another storm, and my neighbor let me know this morning when he saw me shoveling that there's another one 8 days on the horizon that's bigger than this one,
Right.
Yeah.
that I better be ready to do something, yes.
Bigger than this?
Bigger.
Yeah.
No, no.
Wednesday.
We have to have positive thoughts,
Right.
people.
So, right now, this could go either way. What I'm asking for the authority from the school committee is to allow me between now and the next school committee meeting, which is the second week of April, to see if the state is accepting petitions on what would the formula be to reduce our burden of snow days. And if you remember last year, what we did is we wrote a proposal, and it was accepted by the state, to have ERD, but to have ERD at the end of a regular school day.
Yeah.
And to add that hour on to the school day for the kids would leave at 2:30, and I would run ERD from 2:30 to 3:30, or extended with prior notice. So
Right.
nothing changed for our professional development. The kids got an extra hour on Wednesday, and we still met our professional development requirements through our ERD. For me to do that, one, I need your authorization to go down this road, because I may want to put a plan together prior to our next meeting and look at perhaps making that same modification.
Yeah.
The other one is I need to get this in front of the teachers' union as well to absorb, because it impacts people's workday and their childcare and other things, because they stay till 5, 6 o'clock at night when we do this. And they need to kind of mull it over and give me feedback as to whether it's worth it. If we have another snow day, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be looking at trying to do something.
Yeah.
if we don't have another snow day, I'm not sure I'm trying to do anything, but I'd like that latitude, because that snow day may happen between now and the next time we meet. That's why I thought I'd bring it up tonight. So I'd probably, in a vote from you to authorize me to look into the matter of snow days and to create a plan under that authority and then report back to you in April, at the April meeting as to whether we're going to do this. And the plan would be the same one that I had last year, and I'd submit it to the state. But first, I gotta make sure the state is taking proposals. So there's a little bit of legwork I have to
I
do
know,
in the
but I
next
don't
30
think
days.
you need
I
a
don't think we need
vote.
a
You would
vote.
need a vote.
You don't think I need to vote? Okay, this is just informational. I don't wanna go
You
out
would
and do
need a
this
vote.
without
We
you
can go do
taking.
that, but we
do.
will need to, if
And
we
you
make that
need-
change later
Are
on.
you comfortable, though, if I were to say the Wednesday before we meet on a Tuesday night, count that ERD as an hour towards the
Yeah.
next school day prior to you voting? Are you comfortable with that? I
Yeah.
guess that was my question, because I only got so many Wednesdays left for the
Yeah, I know.
school year.
Right.
Okay, if you're comfortable with that, I'm comfortable with that.
You
It's the
would
same
vote
plan.
in April that
Correct.
you would do it, yeah.
Yeah,
Can we add though for new business next time?
Yeah.
The ERD days, talk about that a little bit.
sure.
Yeah.
About the school calendar, we gotta talk about that
Yeah.
too.
Put it
Yeah,
on new
absolutely.
business,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colin wants to say something.
yeah.
Can I make a suggestion with respect to that? Now, I don't know which set of grandchildren have this program, but in one of the school systems where I have grandchildren going, they have packets
Yeah,
that they can,
snow day packets.
snow day
I
packets.
just heard of that.
Exactly, they do work and they get credit for it, and you guys get credit for that.
Right, that's an
Okay?
interesting
And it's-
new, yeah, yeah.
It might be, I've got grandchildren in New Hampshire and I've got.
It's in New Hampshire, exactly, that's where it's coming from, I got some information on
That's
that.
what's in Barnstead, okay.
Right, yeah, that's exactly, Tom, thank you.
So just a thought, okay, you guys.
I can bring that to you, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an improvement.
And that's
Can
it.
Are we
adjourn?
flipping spots?
We haven't closed our meeting
No, you
yet.
haven't closed your meeting yet, that was 6-1.
Oh, that's right.
No, 6-2 was your snow day?
6-2
Yeah.
was my snow day, so thank you for the approval to move forward on that.
7 is old business,
There is,
9,
we're not doing executive session.
okay, so I will
I move to adjourn.
Second.
move and seconded that we adjourn, all in favor?
6:18, what we're taking out,
Maybe we
6:18.
start till 5:30 because